Good morning, Church of the Advent. Hope you're having a good day. I'm here to talk about, surprise, surprise, the Cumberland mission trip. But before I do that, do you know when mission trips began, when the Advent started sponsoring groups? It all began with mission teams back in 1987. Yes, about 35 years ago. Do you know where the Advent has gone and participated with the mission team? Well, the first one was to Bear Mountain, Virginia. The second one was to York Place. Then we started going down to the coast after Hurricane Hugo. And then, do you know when we got started going with housing Swansea? That started about the time Cameron Vivanco was the youth minister here, and she had just graduated from Swansea and had experience with housing Swansea, and that looked like a good place to go. And through this point, all of these trips had been a combination youth and adult. And so those trips to housing Swansea began in about 1997 or 98. So since we began, we have worked on approximately 20 houses. There's been really good experiences each time we've been able to interact with the homeowners for that. So do you know who our partners are in Swansea? Well, obviously it's Housing Swansea, but also we've partnered with the Otay Parish, which is the local Episcopal church on the campus of University of South. We've made friendships with the members of that parish and continue to work with them as they work also with Housing Swansea. So where are we going to work now? Well, it's a place called Sherwood Acres. And how did we get to be there? Well, what happened is we have been working with Housing Swansea long enough that about 5 years ago, one of the original houses that had been built for three sisters came back to Housing Swansea after the death of the last sister. So that summer we refurbished that house for sale. And then the funds from the sale of that house were used to buy some property off the Sherwood Road, which they've called Sherwood Acres, and that's where we've been working. The idea was to build in an area where there would be 3 to 4 Housing Swansea homes in a cluster. So the first year we worked not on building a house, but on putting in a well and running water lines. We worked on the first house, helping build it as a sustainable house. It took a while to be completed, but it is a very energy efficient house. So do you know when we started house number 2? That was last November. And there's some pictures that you'll see during the video that we show you where the foundation was when we got there, and we'll show you how we left things in November. So what has happened since then? Well, the Housing Swansea members and members of the Otay Parish, who are all volunteers just like us, have been working on the house. And you'll see that the house is now dried in, and the pictures you see were taken by Rick Dent a couple of months ago. So when we go up the week of June 20th through the 25th, we'll be putting siding on this house because the doors and windows will be in. Do you know how to become part of the Cumberland team? It's easy. You just fill out an application. You can find them online. And we'll be glad to take anybody that's willing to stretch their muscles. And you don't have to stretch your mind because we have people there that tell us where to hammer and where to saw. You'll discover muscles that you didn't even know that you had. So it's a fun time. So we would encourage you to be a part of this team. We have a good time. We start each day with morning prayer. We end each day with either evening prayer or compline. So I do encourage you to join us, and you'll find out more about Housing Swansea and the houses we built in Cumberland if you go with us. So please join us.